For those of you who don't know, my name is Michael Forrest, and welcome to It's Quest Time, which is off to a marvelous start. We're 2 minutes, actually 3 minutes late. All right, but we can handle this. This is why we're professionals. This is what we're trained for. We can do this. All right, so now, if I can direct your attention to the menu wheel on your lower left. Actually, before we get going, if I could ask you guys to stay off of the stage area here. This way, nobody blocks this display, and this way I can have a little bit of room to move around, do the whole hosting thing, right? Now, maybe also if you can direct your attention to the menu wheel in your lower left, you're going to notice there is a microphone icon at the very top of it. When this icon is clear, that means we can hear what's happening in your environment. So hopefully you just go ahead and turn it to red. It's been turned to red, and this means you're muted. So if somebody comes in your space and says, "Hey, are you still on that thing?" Feel free to tell them, you answer them, because I can be able to hear that. See, somebody's doing that whole bird thing. That's cool. All right. So yeah, but you're also going to notice that you have this pink cheek smiley face in your menu wheel. And when you press on that, you have a wide variety of options with which to express yourself. So if you press on that, it opens up in front of you. And I say something deep and powerful and meaningful up here, and you really feel it deep down. It starts to build up. You can just let it out and let it flow just like that, right? Maybe they got some backup dancers backstage, right? And maybe they come out and we break into It's Quest Time, the musical, and you're very impressed. You can throw up the applause that I live for, right? Just like that. And I can take a moment to drink it all in because it feels good. All right, now also you can smile like this to say yes, you can frown like this to say no, or you can go like this to show me you're laughing if something funny happens, like maybe those emojis coming out the floor before, that was kind of funny, right? So, maybe you show me you're laughing there. Then we got this. All right, now this is not how you ask a question. This is how you alert me to a problem, like something's wrong. Like, maybe I'm moving my hands around like this, right? And it looks like I'm talking, and you're like, wow, he moves around a lot for a guy who's not saying anything. Something's wrong. So you raise your hand up like that. Or maybe there's a display burst into flames that actually happened one time, as our moderators earlier just demonstrated, not pointing any fingers, Fury, but yeah, okay, that kind of thing can happen. And that's the kind of thing I want to know about. Oh, wow, look, everybody's moving toward Fury. No, it's cool. Don't go ganging up in Fury. All right, but she can fly. All right, so what happens here is, so that always be no problem. If I see one of them, I'm going to keep on going. But if I see a bunch of hands like that, I know there's a problem I need to address, and I generally, I pretty much will. So you'll notice also there is an X in the middle of the emoji panel. That'll close it. But it's a good idea to keep it open during events like this because it gives me some feedback, lets me know how I'm doing. But more importantly, it's the people around you know what you're experiencing, right? So if the person next to you starts going like this, that means that they found something funny, and you may not agree. You might be like, that's not funny at all, and I'm going to go stand over here. And you can do that. This is VR, right? All right, now, while you got these emoji panels open, I'm going to ask you guys some questions, all right? So we know how to proceed, all right? The first one I asked before is, how many of you have been here before? I'm going to see if any of this is new, all right? Got a couple people, all right, cool. How many of you are new to the Quest, like you just got your Quest, you're just starting out? Any new users here? New to Altspace, new to the Quest? All right, a few of you, all right, cool. How many of you are coming from an Oculus Go? Or maybe you're on a Go and you're thinking about getting a Quest? Anybody? Okay. All right, cool. So you came from an Oculus Go. All right, good to know. And you're new. All right, good. That gives me all the information I need. I know how to set out. Thank you. All right, so let's see. Now, when I first got my Quest, right, I had, I had been waiting for it, right? I was really looking forward to it because before that I was on a Go, and I was used to, having one hand. So I would just really focus because, I grew up in Brooklyn, so I talk with my hands a lot, right? And well, I was very focused on getting that left controller because I felt like I wasn't expressing myself as fully as I could in Altspace because I'm going like this. Right? But I really want to go like this, right? And so what I did was, I'm very focused on getting this hand. But when it arrived, right? You know what? I realized these are so much more than your hands, right? They're also your feet, and how you move around. And listen, if you're here today, right? You already got a handle on like this left thumbstick is going to move you around like this. The right thumbstick is going to turn you in these circles. And when you combine them, you get these big, elaborate circles that make my presentation so much more dramatic. And if everybody starts doing this right now, right, I'm going to look out in the audience, and it's going to look like your ballroom dancing. Everybody go ahead and give me some wide circles. Let me see that. Let me see that. Everybody doing that. All right, there you go. Got some arm movement. That looks cool. All right. Now, I used to always say, I wish you guys could see this. All right, because, because you see what I see. You see everybody moving in circles. It looks like you guys are ballroom dancing. And now you can, because we got a YouTube channel. If you look up at Raven Eye right there, right? You can look out and say, hey, YouTube, what's going on? Just everybody wave, right? We got Jake Pepper 07 right here, right? Right here. We got Hummingbird right here. Hey, Hummingbird, welcome. We got 333 Paula over here. We got Deadster 94. And, you know, this is what it's like in Altspace. So come on in and join us. It's great here, right? Yeah, you can wave up there to the camera as much as you like, and you get to feel Altspace famous. All right, let's see. I lost my slide. What happened? Okay, this is weird. There we go. Okay, cool. Oh, whoa. All right, my slides are behaving really strange. Can you guys see the slides okay? Because to me, it looks like it's all chopped up.
I can
They
see
good?
the slide.
All right, to me, it's like there's like 4 of them. All right, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to press on. All right, I'm going to just figure out, because I've done it before. I'm just going to do it. But right now, to me, just so you know, it looks like there's 3 different slides, one on top of the other. That's
Wow.
really, wow, that's really just weird.
All I see is a dude wrestling a dragon. So.
Okay, oh, wow, okay, so that's not where we're supposed to be. Okay, hang
Yeah.
on. All right, cool, we'll start out here, all right? Which to me looks like the cover slide, but to you guys, it should look like a remote controls there, or the controls for the Quest. All right, cool. Now, the thing about these, right, is those are a lot of buttons, right? There's a lot of buttons, there's a lot to keep track of. If you're new to the Quest, this can be kind of overwhelming, right? But, you know, you will pick it up in about a week or 2. It really does come to you quickly. But for those of you that are just starting out, I'd like to get over it. And for those who already know what you're doing, I like to make it fun for everybody, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over it real quick, all right? The first couple buttons we're going to talk about, I don't know where to point now. This is, all right, on this side. All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to move it on over here, all right? I knew I put this here for a reason. All right, this right here, right, on your, you got the right grip button and you got the left grip button right here, okay? These buttons here, the laser pointer's not really reaching, but you got these grip buttons on the side. And this is how I can grab this laser pointer just like this, right? This is going to let you interact your environment and how you grab fireworks. It's going to be how you grab basketballs, all that kind of stuff, right? And you're also going to notice that you also have this. Now, listen, while these are a lot of buttons, some of these buttons do the same thing, and that makes it easier, right? You see this select button here, right here, like that, right? You also have this right trigger button here, and you have this left select button here too, right? And these buttons, if you hold one of them down and you move through the audience, that's how I know everybody's name so quickly. Just by going like this, I see everybody's name tag appearing above their head. And that's how I can see that that's the official mile. All right. And that's Lydia Dietz right there. And this here is Braveheart. Oh, that was a great movie. That was a really good movie. I like that movie. It was really great. What would you do without freedom or your slides? I need to know. Okay. So yeah, essentially that's that. Now, another button you need to be aware of is, listen, on the Quest, you need to worry about, you know, your vertical height. Right? So if somebody's willing to like kind of raise their height up for me or lower their height for me so I can show everybody what this does, right? If somebody's going down a little bit too low, for example, or too high, oh, Fury's doing it. Look at that. Fury, if you press down your left thumbstick, show everybody what happens. Boom, just like that. So if you find yourself feeling too tall or too short, all you do is press down that left thumbstick and you'll be all right. Okay, well, what else we got here? We have also, oh yeah, it's always going to happen if you're having a room scale experience, right? When you walk out past, you know, past your main menu, that's always the time when somebody's going to tell you, hey, open your main menu button. And you're going to be like, where is this thing? And you're looking around for it, right? And you're like, I don't know where it's going to. I don't know where it is. And then it turns out it's always behind you, right? It's annoying, right? But what you can do is you can press this select button right here. And when you press that, right, not the select button, let's forget that, right? This flat button here, that's your Altspace main menu. So it's important to remember that your main menu is in your hands at all times on an Oculus Quest, right? And that's really handy information, right? So it's a good way to open and close the menu. I always do this little hand flick when I open my menu like that, right? It's open right now. Now it's closed. Now it's open, right? So you can do this without like having to press that blue triangle button, all right? It's super convenient, you know, so if you're walking around there, I haven't touched my blue triangle button in months, so you don't need to worry about that. Now you're gonna notice on your left, what is it? Your left controller, you've got this trigger button here. This is gonna cause you to accelerate. And when you press it, you're going to go up fast, right? So like if you're moving around, right, and you hold it down, you can go around and we can go to a big circle here. We can make a giant whirlpool. We maybe make a hurricane, you know, go in a big circle. Right, I'm going to see what this looks like. You get on stage real quick, take a look. Let me see. Let me see that. That's pretty cool. Well, a little unorganized today, but I'll take it. It's pretty good. All right. Another thing you need to be aware of is you have a teleport button on each controller. You have one here and you have one here. Now, when you hold this down, you're going to see a white circle appear on the floor if you aim at it. Right, that's actually kind of a blue circle. And if you aim it across the room, especially if you're in a line dash transition, that's like a lot of fun. It feels like zip lining, like throwing stuff across the room. But if you aim it across the room and you let go, boom, you get thrown right across the room, just like that. Everybody teleport on over to me. Show me that teleport button, because I'm going to show you something cool that I just learned today. All right, if you hold down that left teleporter button and you go back over like that, you get boom, you get thrown right across the room. All right. Also, you can make an X with it on the floor. If you make an X with it and let go at the same time, right, you do like a little zigzag kind of a deal like that. Now, what I learned today, all right, I'm gonna show you guys a move. I did this during Go Time, kind of by accident. I just thought to try it and I didn't know it would work, right? You take your teleporter, right? Or your whatever hand you want to do it, right or left, right? And you aim it right over your shoulder like this, right? And I'm right back on stage. Turns out you can teleport behind you. All right. I didn't know you could do that. Let's try that. Put your arm like right over your head like this and aim behind you and let go. Boom. Like that. It's pretty neat. I don't know how many situations you'll need to do it, but I was in a situation earlier where I had my back up to the stage just like this, and I need to get back up on the stage. So I just reached my hand over like this, holding down a teleporter, and I let go, and boom, it's like that. I'm right up back on stage. It's pretty neat. So you can combine this into doing some cool stuff. The first time I started playing with this, I was at the Universe. Back then, it was held in a really large world, right? And I was exploring when the event was over, right? So I looked over, I'm looking off the edge there, and the next thing you know, I fell, right? And as I'm falling, I'm going like this, oh no, I'm falling, I'm going to respawn. And what happened was I looked over and I saw there was a cliff, and I aimed at it, and I locked my teleporter onto it, and I just let go, and boom, I was flung right over on the cliff, right? And at that moment, I knew I was getting used to the controllers. There's gonna come a time, right, soon, if you're just starting out, there's gonna come a time where you'll still feel the plastic in your hands of the controllers, but these are going to become your hands, and you're not going to think about what buttons you push at all. When you make these gestures like I'm making now, if I say, hey, everybody, look out that window, I don't think about how to point. I just do it. And for those of you who don't know, the way I'm doing this is I'm holding down my middle finger, all right, like that, and that holds down grip button there, and now that makes me point. I could do it with two hands there. You know, I could take a picture. I can remember you guys, make this moment last forever, or I can spin it around and hold up the Altspace logo just like this, right? That's pretty cool, right? You know, maybe I can go like this, you know, and I'm thinking, I don't know why my slides aren't here. I think it's personal. That's what I think. I think the slides have turned against me. Or I can give you guys a Brooklyn hello. Everybody give me a Brooklyn hello. I love that. I love when people come up to me at other events, they go up to me and they're like, hey, how you doing? It's like that. Pretty cool, right? Now, if you squeeze your trigger finger like this, right, like that, you're left with 2 thumbs up. Or maybe I'm not doing so hot because I lost my slides, so you give me 2 thumbs down. Or maybe you're confused and you don't know. You haven't made up your mind yet. You're like this, right? I saw somebody go like this once. I thought that was pretty cool. Earlier today, somebody went like this, right? That was kind of neat. And this is the point I'm getting at is when somebody does something cool that you like. Oh yeah, also if you touch your thumbs to the sticks or the buttons, your thumbs will go down. You don't have to press down on them. You just touch them, just like that. You can combine this in a kind of a dance move. I'd say a cool dance move, but I'm told this does not look so cool. All right, but I think it does. I think it feels neat. I like it. All right, but yeah, this is the idea. If you see somebody doing something that you like, the best way to pick up this stuff is by copying them, right? Mirror their gestures, and eventually you'll make them your own, and you won't have to think about it anymore. You have a question, Teague? You know what? You know what? I lost my slides today. I'm going to take that as a sign. Let's just open this up to a question and answer type thing. We got a small group. We can handle that, right? All right. So let's see here. We're going to put the raise hand button out, right? There we go. Very cool. All right, so the raise hand button is on now on your lower right. If you have a question, press on that raise hand button. I'll see your name appear on the list like it already has. And we've got Braveheart. What's up, Braveheart? What's going on? You're on the air. What's up? You got to press that consent button. You're still muted. We can't hear a word you're saying. Now you don't get to feel Altspace famous. Let me try putting you on again. There you go. Let's see.
There we go.
Any luck?
Me again.
There you are. What's up? Now what you saying?
I don't have the Quest, but if I do, how would I be able to like move around and not like fall into
Yeah,
things?
there are some movement differences between the Go and the Quest, right? Like on the Go, I used to say, you know what? Because I was on the Go for a long time. People would ask me about like, how do I go faster? And I'd be like, well, you're kind of stuck on a casual speed, right? But on the
Yeah.
Quest, right? Like this is about how fast you're going to move on a Go, essentially,
Yeah.
right? But on the Quest, you can move like about this quickly. And you also
Yeah.
have access to this thing over here. I'll show you, right? If you're on a Quest and you have two-handed controller, you can use this flight pen. It's cool, right? Here's the thing.
That's
When
how
I
you
draw
got that. And
Yeah,
no one can also
when I
grab
draw-
it
when I draw
unless you
lines
have the
with this,
Quest.
well, in here you can't. In here, only because I'm presenter, I can do this. But like in another area that we're going to go to, people with two-handed controllers can do it. But anyone on the Quest can actually do this, where you draw these small lines in the air and you move in the direction of that line. Like, oh no, I'm floating. And then if you draw long lines, though, you can whip around really fast. And what's really cool is you don't get dizzy. You kind of will if you're standing up, but if you're in a seated position, it really won't bother you. You know, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. Actually,
Wait,
speaking
so
of,
Go users can actually grab it?
no, they can't. No, Go users
Damn.
cannot use the flight tool. You need to have a two-handed controller for that. you know. And
Oh.
there's a lot of requests in though. If you actually go to altvr.com and you fill out a support ticket, right, you can make a request to, you know, saying, hey, I want to go and I'd really like to use a flight tool. It's not fair, right? And if enough people say
Yeah.
that, they might put it in, you know, because Altspace
Yeah.
they're good about listening to you like that. All right.
Yeah,
So
that's
let's
what I
see
like
if we
about this
have
place.
anybody. Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
cool. You're very welcome. All right, let's see who else do we have. We got Teague. What's going on, Teague? Let's get you on the air. I get to feel like a radio host. Teague, what's going on?
So,
Oh,
so this,
are you still there? There you go.
so yeah, so the Quest, it has the hand tracking, right? And the
It does,
experimental
yeah. They
features.
recently came out with it. You know what? When I got my Quest, they didn't have any of that, right? And it's kind of cool because I was really happy with my Quest. Then the OC6 happened, and they made these announcements. The hand tracking was coming, and the Oculus Link was coming. And that's like say you buy a mountain bike, and you're really happy with it. You're driving around like, this is the best bike I've ever had. This is really cool. And then somebody stops and says, hey, you know, in about a couple of weeks, that bike is going to turn into a car. And you're like, whoa, really? And that's what it was like.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not like they said, go out and buy a new device. They just said, oh, we're just going to make it better. Who cares if you already bought it? We're just going to make it better. So yeah, it's got hand tracking, but the problem is that not a lot of apps have really installed it yet. Whoa, Jack Pep, why are you hitting them? You didn't do anything to you. That's not cool. Don't do that.
How would you
How do I
rate
what?
the tracking on the Quest?
It's still kind of new, right? Well, with the controllers, the tracking is great. Like, if I'm going with this, I'm really doing this, and that's pretty awesome. But the hand tracking, it's still a little bit like fluttery because it's kind of new. But with every update they make, they keep making things better, you know, and that's great. They're a really good company when it comes to that kind of stuff. All right, anybody else have any questions here? Let's see, I got somebody else on the list here. Who do we got? We've got Joseph. Joseph, what's up? Joseph, you're on the air in official capacity. Very formal. Where are you, Joseph? It's Gabriel. You know, where's Joseph? There you are, Joseph, in the blue. You have any questions? So you're on my list. Now you're not. Maybe you pressed that button by accident. All right, cool. Well, while we're waiting for that list to fill up again, I'm going to show you guys something cool, right? Now, if you're on the Quest, you're already familiar with the Guardian system, right? Now, if you get dizzy in VR, it's something that used to happen to me a lot, right? One trick you can do is you can look at your hand like this, right? And focus on your hand until it passes. And when it does, you can take your hand away like that, right? And well, when you take your hand away like that, nice and slow like, right, it's going to happen is you can take in the world around you and it'll pass. But one thing you can do is you can actually use your Guardian system to your advantage. Joseph, I see you got your hand raised again. And a few more. All right, well, I'll show you this in a second. All right, Joseph, what was your question? You're on the air.
There you go. Thank you.
What's
I
going
was
on?
muted. I couldn't talk to you. Quick
That's okay.
question.
Yeah.
Are we actually going on a quest, or did I completely misunderstand this? Are you just going?
You know, we totally could. We totally could. All right, because at the end of all of my events, what I do is I push this big red button right here. Right.
Okay.
And what this does is this causes a Ravenhall Talon hovercraft to fly down the street, and it goes up over those trees and it lands in the yard to take us all to the Ravenhall Flight Academy. And if you've never flown in Altspace before, we teach that there. But not only do we teach you how to fly, we teach you about a type of teleportation that feels like fast flight, and also you get a chance to fly one of these hovercrafts yourself. And if you call that a quest, well then by all means we can be going on one.
I thought it was
That
cool.
I'll even make it super exciting. I'll be all descriptive. I'll be like, listen, Joseph, if we don't get in that talon and fly away, we'll never save the world. How's that? That's quest like
Yeah.
that. All right, cool. All right, awesome. All right, and now I'm going to do that backwards teleport thing again because I think that's cool. All right, let's see what else do we have. Let's see. We have Jake Pepper. Jake Pepper, you're on the air. What's going on?
Right, I've got a question. Right, you know, what was it again? Okay, when I was in one of my friend's worlds, when I was using my Quest, I've been in Altspace for a bit of time. But then when I was going in the world to use the flight thing, it said I'm not able to use it in this place. So I was wondering why everyone else could use the pen and I couldn't, and I was still admin, but I was just confused why I couldn't. So
Sometimes it's role specific. You have to be like, you either need to give pilot to everybody in that world, but you can give out pilot to individual people. Like right now, nobody but me in this space can fly, and our camera can fly, and our moderators can fly, but the audience can't fly. So you can actually like make it so that, you know, okay, so I'm going to let you fly and you fly and you fly, but nobody else. You can do that.
Also, how do you publish a world? Like, how do you make your own world? Because I've just been wanting to make a world as
All
well.
right, couple of things. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you're part of the world's program, right? It's a beta program right now. So what you do is you open your blue and white triangle menu button, or you can use that trick I showed you by pressing the flat button on your left controller to open your main menu. And then you'll see the settings cogwheel on the lower right, and you'll see a bunch of categories on the left-hand side. The top category is general. If you press on general, you're going to notice at the very top is enable worlds beta. All right. Now, if you have that checked off to blue, right, and you have that white circle moved to blue, now you'll see a new tab that says worlds.
Yes, it
And
is.
now-
It did.
Awesome. Right. So if you go into worlds, you'll see an area that's my world, and you're going to see that you have Jake Pepper 07's world. And you can go in there and kind of learn to start building. And then you can make more worlds. There's really no limit to how many worlds you can make. You can go to altvr.com and create a new one. You could stick them in these folders called universes. And one thing I recommend you doing is on Tuesdays in Altspace, there's a Building Worlds event to help get you started. You should really check that out. There's a lot of useful information there. Let's see, who else do we have here? We have Braveheart again. What's up, Braveheart?
So I just realized this. Even though I don't have a pointer finger, I can still
Yeah.
pick my nose.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sure that has its uses. Well, there you go. I'm glad you could share. You know, it's really nice that Braveheart felt so comfortable with us that she could share that. You know, thanks for sharing that. That was really just,
No
I feel
problem.
close for you. Yeah, that's just awesome. All right, let's see. Who else do we have here? Okay, there's nobody on the list. So I'll show you that thing I was trying to tell you before about the Guardian, right? Now, your Guardian system, if you're used to using the Guardian system, you're going to notice that you can actually use this to steady yourself. And what I mean is, when you're walking around your Guardian system, you're going to notice around in Altspace, you see this a lot. Someone will be walking around, they look like they're having a good day, and all of a sudden they go, bam, just like that, because it looks like they hit a wall, right? And they did. So you have to be very careful when you move around your Guardian system that you don't damage yourself or your equipment, right? Now, one thing you can do, though, is so you lead with your hands, and when you lead with your hands, you're going to get to a place where you see this white grid appear in the air, you know, that's the boundary of your Guardian system, right? And what you can do, right, is you can still touch your thumbstick. So you can move your avatar around. Like right now, if I'm standing in the real world against like my wall here, right, I can move my thumbsticks and move my avatar around while I'm staying still in the real world. Now I can line up my real world wall with this display here, right? You know, just like that. And now I've got a frame of reference. So if I should like suddenly just, I don't know, fall into the audience, just like that, and the audience gets mean and they turn on me and they start sticking their hands in my face and start messing with me really bad, which is your cue to start doing that. And you'll notice, like, as long as I don't, you guys are being really polite. Nobody's really ruining it today. Okay, wow, that's pretty good, Hummingbird. That's pretty good. All right, but I can still see the display. And as long as I can see that display, I'm not going to get dizzy. There's nothing you guys can do because it's a frame of reference that I have. And it kind of anchors me in the real world. And that's a cool tip to remember that. All right, let's see. We got one more on the list here. Let's see. We got Jake Pepper again. What's up, Jake?
Just
What's
gonna
up?
wonder, are we doing the talent call today, or is that just when like every event you do?
Wait, say this again?
Are we doing the talent call today, or is it like after a certain people's events?
Not only are we going to do it, but we can do it right now. Do you want to do it right now?
Yeah. It just
All right,
sounds
cool.
so
I tell you what
cool.
we're
It's
doing.
like, it
I'm
reminds
taking the
me-
stage blocker up too. Everybody, come on over and help me push the button. Let's go up there and let's push this button together. All right? Everybody, let's just give it a good shove because sometimes it's thick. All right? On three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Push.
Behold Talon aircraft
go.
en route to your
Now look
Oh
at
god,
the
I'm
window.
scared. For some reason,
Look out
I'm
the
really
window. Here it
scared.
comes. There it goes down the block. We got to get it. Let's catch it. Come on, everybody.
Hi, James
Let's see.
Bond.
Usually I got exit music and my slides are messed up. So
This just
let's
reminds
just
me
head on
of the
over.
games.
If
This
anybody has
reminds
any
me of Men in
questions-
Black. First of the Men in Black.
Men in Black, really? Oh, that's a cool movie.
Yeah.
Well, listen, if anybody has any more questions, we'll be happy to take them over at the Ravenel Flight Academy. You guys fly. You know,
guys,
and thanks for
guys,
joining us. And you've been a great
guys,
audience. Yes.
Talon
What's going on?
aircraft is now boarding outside for
You just don't put
transport
a
to
little
the
word.
Raven
Very
Hall
cool.
Flight
Let's hop in,
Academy.
guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks
Please
for coming.
exit the building and step into the blue light. Thank you.